Hello and cześć. Welcome to the Warsaw Narrative, the first English language podcast about the history of Warsaw, the capital of Poland. My name is Tomasz Panasiak. Warsaw is my hometown, and in my free time, I am a tour guide around the city. In each episode, I want to tell you about the monuments, events, people, and legends that have shaped Warsaw. Since this is a brand new channel, I would really appreciate the support. Please like, subscribe, and comment. In my previous video, we talked about why Warsaw is called Warsaw. So now, let's answer another why question and see why Warsaw is the capital of Poland. Let's lay down some basic facts. Poland had three capitals in the past. First, the town of Gniezno, which is in the west of Poland. Then, second being Krakow in the south. And of course, number three is Warsaw. Most sources will say that the year 1596 is the year chosen for Warsaw being the capital. So in 2024, Warsaw celebrates its 428th anniversary of being Poland's capital, or Stolica in Polish. The word stolica comes from the word stół, which means table, and from where we get the word for chair, which is stołek, or a long time ago, stolec, which will sound funny to Polish people because now stolec means poop. But centuries ago, it meant a chair or throne of the ruler. So, the next time you go to the bathroom to sit on the throne, you now understand the historical context behind it. Anyway, Stolica basically means the place where the king had his throne. To understand the rise of Warsaw as the capital, we must also understand the fall of Krakow as the preferred residence of the Polish king. This is important as the capital of Poland was always considered the city where the king spent most of his time, his main residence. Krakow falling out of favor as the king's crib has been happening for some time in the 16th century and had to do with Krakow's location. I will talk more about this later, but Krakow found itself on the edge of a growing kingdom and fewer kings wanted to live there as it made administration difficult. King Zygmunt August, who was the last king of the Polish-Lithuanian Jagiellonian dynasty, in the last 13 years of his life did not visit Krakow even once, while another king, Stefan Batory, only spent 15% of his time in Krakow. Which brings me to the main hero of this episode and the king who was the main initiator of the move from Krakow to Warsaw, Zygmunt III Waza. He ruled from 1587 till 1632 and was half Polish, half Swedish. He was the son of the Swedish king Johann III Waza and the Polish princess Katarzyna Jagiellonka. The fact he was born in Sweden will be important later. So while previous kings just lived in Krakow less, Zygmunt decided that crack is whack and that he is moving to Warsaw for good, therefore making it the capital of Poland. There must have been reasons why he chose Warsaw, so let's take a look at 4 possible reasons. Reason number 1, location. In 1569, Poland grew as a country after the Union of Lublin, which joined Poland with the Duchy of Lithuania to create the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. As was mentioned before, this meant Krakow was on the edges of a quickly expanding kingdom. Poland-Lithuania was growing east and north, while Krakow was on the southern border. Warsaw was more in the middle of the country, which just had practical advantages, like transport, communication, and ease of administration. So this reason was practical and helped Zygmunt run his kingdom. Reason number 2. Warsaw was a rapidly developing city, with a modern castle that could serve as a royal residence for Zygmunt. The city was also growing and attracting more people as Warsaw's citizens were getting richer due to its prime location on several trading routes as well as easy river access from the Vistula River. Reason number 3. King Zygmunt's Swedish ambitions. Warsaw is closer to Sweden, and King Zygmunt Vaza was born in Sweden. I told you that would be important later. 5 years after being crowned the King of Poland, Zygmunt inherited the throne of Sweden from his dad, which he held for 7 years until 1599. He was dethroned by a Lutheran rebellion, being very unpopular due to his Catholic faith, which was instilled in him by his Polish mother. After losing the Swedish crown, Zygmunt planned several northern campaigns to regain Sweden and his meatballs, and Warsaw's northern location was supposed to help him with that. However, even after winning several decisive battles against the Swedes, nothing came of his plans. Reason number 4. Zygmunt's royal residence in Wawel Castle in Krakow was heavily damaged after a major fire, and was made unlivable, which forced him to move to Warsaw. A lot of sources I came across mentioned that this was the main reason for moving the capital. The fire happened a year before Zygmunt moved to Warsaw, which would make sense. But this ignores the facts mentioned above, that Krakow was no longer the political power center. In my opinion, it might have been one of the reasons, but it was not the reason. Before we finish, a final fun fact about Warsaw being the capital. To the best of my knowledge, no government document exists from the time of Zygmunt stating that he's moving the capital. Warsaw had to wait over 350 years until 1952, during the Polish People's Republic, to be recognized. In the very originally named Constitution of the Polish People's Republic of 1952, also known informally as Stalin's Constitution, as Joseph Stalin himself made several corrections and approved the document, it is written that the capital of the Polish People's Republic is the heroic city of Warsaw. So, I hope you had a capital time with me, and please like, subscribe, and comment. Take care.